I have been at many a gathering where the topic of playing Jesus of Suburbia has come up. You see, many people who don't play the guitar are under the mistaken impression that just because a song is long means that the song is difficult to play, and I have rendered said attendees helpless and stupefied by playing the whole song on my acoustic guitar while they sing along. Because the fact of the matter is, there's only 6 or 7 chords in Jesus of Suburbia, and if we take the power chords and turn them into the open chords they are supposed to be, we are left with quite a nice Campfire version. So that's what we're doing today, the Campfire version of Jesus of Suburbia. But before we do, I would like to thank with the utmost gratitude and depths of my heart Brandon Burke and Greg Fox for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club. Gentlemen, thank you so very, very, very much. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, the link, of course, will be in the description. Put the capo on the first fret. You don't even have to move it for the whole song or anything. The first part, I'm the son of rage and love, C. A minor. F. And G. And that's it. On the F, you can even do, to mimic the bass, watch the E string. Then it's F, G, F, G, F, G, C, G, F, C, G, F. That takes care of like the first 2.5 minutes. Okay, 1.5 minutes. After that section, there's the instrumental in between that section and the next section with the boomada-boomadas, and it starts exactly the same as the start. C, A minor, F, you want G, but the second time it is C, E minor, boomada-boomada-boom, A minor, G, chill it out on F, and G into the center of the earth part. Alright, this part starts on C, and for the second chord you have a choice. You can play G with a B in the bass, which is everything about G but no low E string. We want this B note, so that's great. You could leave the baby E string out of it for less stuff about it. Or you could play what I call the chord that comes in between C and A minor, because that's pretty much the only time you ever play it. But from C, lose your ring finger and your middle finger goes up to the A string 2nd fret. That's that same B note that we want. So whichever one you choose is fine. I don't even know which one I'm going to do yet. C. Whichever one. A minor. G. And then kick it on F. Damned is A minor, G, C, F, followed by A minor, G, F. Do that again. A minor, G, C, F. A minor, G, F. And then you do that whole bit all over again. At the end of going through that whole bit once more, in the second half of the second half, when we go A minor, G, when you hit the F, the rhythm changes to, which is an amazing segue into a time signature change. We've been counting in 4 this whole time. Now we're going to count in 3 or 6. And the chords are G, C, when that segment concludes with the statement, I don't care, it's F, G, C. But only once. After that, there's no getting around it. We have to play a G sharp. You can play the power chord if you want. The bar chord would be relative to the capo, 4, 6, 6, 5. That is the whole G sharp chord. If you just want the power chord, you just got 4, 6, 6. Relative to the capo, of course, I'm on actual frets 5 and 7. G sharp, G, 1 fret lower than however you were playing G sharp would be the most convenient way to play it in this case. Back to C. So we got, the first time, F, G, C, followed by G sharp, G, C, G sharp, G, C, a whole bunch of times, right? And then when he starts singing, there's just the bass and the drums when it's like boom, 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 and the guitar chimes in. So I'm just going to grab that C root note. At the end of that section, the very last time you go G sharp G, you go down to F, to G. You have choices here. We're going to go C G. So you can either go C G or you can play C add 9, which is quite a bit simpler and easier there and works musically almost just as well. I'd do it. Okay, so we got G sharp G, F, G, C, G, F, I don't care again, but this time it's all F, G, C. I don't care. A whole bunch of times. Then you hang on the C like this. And then you land on G for the next part. By the way, they've slipped another time signature change past us at some point in the previous points. We've changed back to counting into 4, and by landing on the G, they've slipped a key change by us. We've been in the key of C for the most part this whole time, and now we're in the key of G. So this section's going to be G, B minor, C, G, D, G, B minor, C, G, D. At the end of that section, when they hit the very last G, it's just the bass and it's the beginning of the next part. So I'm just going to hit the G note on the E string 3rd fret. You can play the whole chord if you want. Doesn't matter, your choice, but G, F, C, until the whole band kicks, and then it's the exact same thing except the whole chords. Then we get to I leave behind. You've just landed on C. You stay on C and play C, D, C, D. It's sus4 to D if you want, and then you do that, of course, again, and that's even the stuff that the solo is made of as well. Home stretch, I don't feel any pain. E minor, D, G, C, C again, D, G. You can reach for the 15th fret relative to the capo, actual 16th fret of the baby E string for that tongue-in-cheek little activity there. Then the second half is precisely the same, but instead of E minor, it starts on C. And it ends on the G, F, C. And don't normally condone this type of activity, but it's the very end of a 9-minute song. You've just done the whole thing, and your friends are helpless and stupefied, so I do the octave chords like they do. It's a D, so relative to the capo, it's the 5th fret of the A string, actual 6th fret, and the relative to the capo, 7th fret of the G string, actual 8th fret. Done, and you've played Jesus of Suburbia Campfire. That was so much fun. Thank you all for being here. I hope that was fun for you and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.